you pick 2000, the year 2000, and you say that that's where the upward trajectory started, and during President Clinton's era. I want to come to the point where you came in 2014. That was the real rock bottom low. The Devyani Khobargade case had happened.
I was hoping it wasn't because I came here, right? Yeah.
You came in during that period where things looked it was almost like back to the 70s during the Cold War era when things had gone bad. And if you remember, there were those in that area near the embassy, the boulders had been put in, and it was in a very bad position. And you came in then. What was the brief that President Obama had given you when you were sent in here?
Well, he really cares about this relationship, cared about the relationship. President Biden cared about the relationship. But I guess I would, I remember the period very well, obviously. But even though we had this incident with the Indian diplomat, there was still a lot going on in the relationship. We still had all the defense exercises. We still had all the companies doing trade. Yes, we had a dispute and a disagreement. I think one of the takeaways from that experience was the ability to continue on while you have disagreements, and that's what mature relationships are all about. The brief from President Obama was to go out and continue to build and deepen this relationship. He was a huge believer in it. But I can go back to when I was a Senate staffer in the Senate Leadership Office, and there was a chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee named Joe Biden from Delaware, who in the year 2002 said, if the U.S. and India are the closest friends and partners in the year 2020, the world will be a safer and more prosperous place. Joe Biden had that vision over 20 years ago. And again, I've worked on this relationship for a long time, and that was when a Republican administration, the Bush administration, came in and briefed us on U.S.-India civil nuclear deal. We went into a rare classified session of the U.S. Senate, which I will never forget. And the person leading the debate on the Democratic side was then Senator Biden, to say why India should have this carve-out in the international nuclear framework to allow the civil nuclear deal to go forward. So I've worked on the relationship for a while, but two, whether it was President Obama during his term or whether it was Senator Biden or whether it was President Clinton or President Bush, we've seen this kind of commitment to the relationship because we know how important these large democratic powers are coming together to do good things for the broader international community. What does that mean? Upholding peaceful rule of law, peaceful resolution of disputes, the rules-based order that we've come to live by and so many people have benefited by. U.S. and India can do a lot to preserve and protect that.
Click here to watch the full episode.